So once again, Ross Chastain. He's got Kyle Busch to the outside. Christian Eckes, one to watch in the 19.
Oh, they're stocking up. They're stocking up.
In the back. Green flag waves. They go wide. Matt Crafton was one of them. As they climb up that hill. Look at that. 5, 6 wide. Christian Eckes. Nice restart. 3 wide out of turn 1.
Wow. He was aggressive.
Still there.
Battle at the front, side by side. Christian Eckes putting the pressure on Ross Chastain, and he does it. He takes the lead.
Ross is sizing him up through the S's. You got to remain 2 tires at least on the red and white, making sure you don't get penalized. Once you leave the S's, you can kick up some dust, as we saw there. Kevin, I'm surprised we made it 2 restarts through turn, or 2 starts through turn 1, and nobody's really worse for the wear.
It's a lot of action, and Ross Chastain coming back to the inside. Side by side, Ross wants to take that lead back just by a nose over Christian Eckes.
And Zane gets around Kyle Busch, and I think he's going to bring Carson Hocevar along with him. See Hocevar there on the right side of the screen.
Look at these two. They can't shake each other.
Not quite able to get the spot.
Well, and what a great job by Christian Eckes just to put himself in position to get the lead. And it's like we talked before the caution came out, and you see him go wide right there to keep from running into the back of Ross. But this is just trial by fire, and he's seeing what they are doing and knowing that he can keep up and knowing that he can be on the offense and make moves. And now Ross has got by Christian, but he's still just getting a crash course in what needs to happen.
Ben Rhodes sizing up.
Still there. Clear. Clear.
Tanner Gray.
Clear by 1. Clear by 1.
I think it's really fun to listen to the throttle too, Kevin, just squeezing it. He wants to gun it, but you just got to really use finesse on that gas pedal.
Yeah, and you know that you see him on the inside right here. And that's a tough place to not have a pass happen because of the fact that you don't get a good run off the corner, so it puts you vulnerable to the trucks behind you to get a run on you to lose a position. So got to be pretty precise. This is a very technical racetrack, and especially with the throttle pedal, like you're saying, to make sure that, hey, what if I have to run 20 laps on this set of tires and take care of my tires? You can't just put the pedal down and spin the tires every time, because you might have to have them on that truck for a long time.
Kevin, you talk to these drivers, and it's all about simulation. I've been in the simulator on this track. I've turned so many laps the last 2 weeks. You've done that too, so now that you get in the car, how similar, how close is the simulation to what these guys are feeling in real life?
Well, I love it for reference points, but there's nothing like having to use that throttle pedal and having to actually use the brake pedal as hard as you think you need to use it, and not lock up the tires, and know that you might lock up the tires, and know that you might drive into the gravel trap or might drive off the racetrack, because you have real life consequences. So in the simulator, there's no consequences, but it gives you great visuals, and that's the most important thing to me is to have everything memorized.
Look at this battle. Matt Crafton started out back. He's been able to get up toward the front. Lawless Allen was able to get into that battle along with Logan Bearden in the 22. Matt was trying to get around Bearden and open the door up for Allen. But he's done a nice job of fighting through the field.
That 38 truck, bad fast. He's our race winner from last year. It's the exact same truck he drove to victory lane. In fact, the 38 team has won both of the races here. Ooh, contact with Kyle Busch right there as they go side by side. This is the battle for third.
I think that could be a little bit of Christian Eckes holding up Zane, and Kyle got in there and said, I'm taking that spot away. Anytime you see a gap ahead of you, like starting to develop with Christian, you better start watching that mirror, huh?
Well, the thing that I always hear you say about truck races, Mike, is there's very little give, and there has been very little give in Christian Eckes and trying to defend his position and do what he can do to try to keep his track position. But I believe Zane is faster than Christian. He just can't find the spot to pass.
Ty Majeski's holding down the 6th spot behind Carson Hocevar, so got some nice battles inside the top 10.
I'm impressed with that 98 of Ty Majeski. Didn't have much road course experience at all, and he's just put the hammer down, focused on getting better. Great qualifying effort yesterday. Now here, running in the 6th spot.
There's our pole sitter from Sonoma last year, Carson Hocevar.
Carson Hocevar doing double duty today, making his Xfinity Series debut. Got a call last week that team needed a fill-in driver, and here he is. So he's done a lot of simulation work, to your point, Kevin, but getting that extra seat time has really helped him out here.
Well, I think with Carson, he had the best tool in the garage last night with the pole sitter and Ross Chastain, and Carson has done a great job on the road courses, as you've said, and I think, you know, having Ross in that truck and being able to judge, and now you see Zane trying to make a move on Eckes on the inside here going into turn 11.
We had a shot there of Rajah Caruth in the 24 truck. We talked about you can't cut the S's. He was caught cutting the S's. He'll have to do a pass-through penalty. So that's something I think to keep in mind all day long. It is so tempting, isn't it? Just any inch you could get nearer the apex of the corner, you want it, and Rajah overdid it. As the battle for this position continues, I think Zane's got him this time.
Great battle to watch right here, and Kyle Busch just watching these two duke it out.
Okay, I don't think he does get him this time.
Still there. Clear behind them.
Kyle Busch trying to take a look to the inside. Christian Eckes, really nice job. I mean, the guys behind him, he knows how good they are on these road courses.
Nice exit there for Zane.
Well, that was almost an instant replay of the lap before.
Yeah. I think it's so wild you can hear the tires squealing when they go through these corners. That tells you the load that these drivers are feeling in these trucks.
Yeah, and right now Zane is getting antsy, and he's tried to pass in the same spot the last 2 laps, and it hasn't worked. And Kyle's been up beside him, and Kyle's left front fender's got a little bit of it's caved in a little bit from getting into the side of Zane. But Zane he doesn't get off of turn 20 like Christian does, and then that makes it so that he has to make up the ground going into turn 1, and he can't set up the pass going into turn 1. So now he's under pressure from Kyle Busch, under braking here into turn 1.
Wouldn't Kyle being behind anybody make them antsy? You know, one slip, he's going to grab that spot, and he does just that.
That's fair.
Maybe Zane said, you go past him. I can't get it done. You give it a try.
Working lap number 7. It's been all about Ross Chastain. He's led 5 laps so far, but the battle continues behind him. We'll be back from Austin.